So, very good morning, students. Welcome, Ameenpur branch. Welcome to the IIT JEE or NEET Foundation or Focus C program by Krishnaveni Talent Schools and the Mastermind Schools. So, once again, I welcome all the class 6th students so far present to this class. So, as you all can see on the screen, and you are well aware, my subject is physics. We are in class 6, our ongoing chapter, light. And today we are entering into the session number 3. So last week we started this as a part of test 4 syllabus. Today we are going to end up this chapter. And again we'll start the class tomorrow. New chapter, electricity, for the test 5. So we'll have test 5 exam on 25th of November. By that time, I'll try to complete the electricity synopsis 1 and synopsis 2 as a part of the syllabus. But meantime, so we'll have final glance on the chapter light today. What we learned in the last 2 classes. And we'll see what today we are going to learn about the chapter light, right? So move forward for the today's. What we learned is, these are the topics what we already learned. Welcome to Jogipet and Indresham branch also. So we learn about basically what is light. So you can see on the screen. So in synopsis, we learn about what is light and what is the source of light, natural source and artificial source, like sun, candle, electric bulb, and many more, moon, stars and all. Then how they are classified. So, right, then we discuss about what is shadow. What are the conditions for the formation of shadow? Okay. Then we'll discuss about the eclipse. What are the conditions for eclipse formation? It may be the solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. All these depends on the in what way sun, moon, and earth are arranged. How they are arranged based on that, either you can see solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. Now we are left with these 2 parts, the reflection of light and some knowledge about the plane mirror, which we already regularly will use in our houses, right? Clear all of you? Sources of light. There are 2 major sources of lights. One is natural source, another is artificial source. So natural source or artificial source, they are classified into luminous bodies and non-luminous based on whether they are giving light by themselves or by the reflection of light. So in luminous sources, you can find sun, candle, bulb, whereas non-luminous sources comes under moon, any other bodies like table, chair. All these we cannot see until unless they are reflected by light. Okay. Then all the materials, how they are behaving in the field, light, based on how they are behaving in the light. Some objects, some materials will allow the light to pass through them completely, which are called transparent bodies. Some of them allows the light partially, called translucent bodies. And third category is they does not allow the light to pass through them, which are called opaque mediums or opaque bodies. Then also we have seen what is ray of light, what is beam of light, parallel beam of light, converging beam of light, and diverging beam of light also. Then we enter into the synopsis 2 in the second period. That is about what is shadow. How shadow is nothing but whenever light is obstructed by opaque body. Whenever an opaque body obstructs the light, the shadow of the object is formed on the screen. Right? Simple. Mean 3 objects must be required. One is condition for shadow is there should be a source, there should be opaque object, there should be a screen, so that you can see the shadow. In shadow, some part may be dark part, some may be the partially dark parts. The dark one is called umbra, and partially dark surrounding the dark one is called penumbra. So umbra or penumbra formation depends on the size of the source, whether you are in the small source of light or big source of light. Based on that, you can form the umbra or penumbra. Clear? So there are two types of lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. Already we have discussed about the conditions for the formation of shadow also. To follow condition, there should be three bodies, right? So shadow is always black in color, irrespective of the color of object. Right? So there must be opaque screen, opaque object to catch the shadow. Okay. Then we also seen about the pinhole camera. Very interesting. I shown the video for you also. A camera without lens. Camera without lens, which you can also construct. Simple cardboards or paper required, paper sheet or card sheet required to prepare the pinhole camera. And you can see the image of an object on the back side of the camera where you keep the screen, some paper. Right. By the way, you can construct the pinhole camera. Okay. Then speed of light, the last part you can see at the end. Speed of light is nothing but with what speed light passing through the medium. So light travels with great speed in vacuum with 3 into 10 power 8. So with the speed of, you can see here, 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second is the speed of light in vacuum. Compared to any other medium, light travels faster in vacuum. Means after 3 you have to put 8 zeros. Right? Clear? That is the speed of light. Now we'll enter into the final topic here. Synopsis 3, reflection. Reflection is nothing but returning back, bouncing back. Suppose you take a rubber ball, hit to the wall or hit to the floor. What happens? It again comes back. It again bounces back. Similarly, light also, whenever light hits, encounters opaque medium. Why opaque? If it is a transparent or translucent, it passes. It won't come back. It is observed. But in case of opaque, like wood, stone, right, all these are opaque mediums, glass. What happens? Light reflects back, returns back to the medium, original medium. Such process of returning back of light into the original medium is called reflection of light, right? So when you are studying about reflection, there are a lot of terminologies will come. I will explain you one by one. So first you see here, first to focus on the screen. First we learn about what is reflection from the here. Then we'll move to the what is the important terminology, right? So when you see reflection, the return of light into the same medium after striking surface called reflection of light. When a beam of light, beam of light is incident on surface, a part of it is returned back into the same medium. This is called reflected light. Reflection is a process in case of plane mirror. So when you are standing in front of plane mirror, because of reflection of light, you can see your image in this mirror. Image, it's not shadow, image, right? So I'll tell you what is image. So reflection of light is a process which enables us to different objects around luminous bodies of light is directly seen, but non-luminous objects are seen only by reflect the light incident on them, which is entering into our eyes, making visible. Suppose when you enter the dark room, we cannot see anything. In that room, there may be bed is there, table is there, computer is there, so many things are there, but you cannot see until unless you switch on the light. When you switch on the light, what happens? beam of light falls on that objects and reflects back and fall on our retina. Whenever they fall on our retina, we can able to see the objects or we can able to identify the objects. Identification is the process of brain, but seeing is nothing but brain, eye, retina. So because of reflection only, we can see some objects or we can identify some objects. Such phenomena of returning back of light is called reflection of light. Right. So there are, you can see the diagram, wonderful diagram. I'll explain the next page. So what is mirror? A highly polished surface which reflects almost whole of the light is called mirror. So whenever light falls on some objects, opaque objects, there may be some possibility of absorption of light. Some 10% may absorb, 90% may reflect. But in case of polished mirror, polished surface, 100% light will come back. And you can see exactly what is the reflection. Okay. So we'll consider the plain mirror, highly polished plain mirror for reflection of light. Right. Now, based on that, there is some terminology. Some terminology we'll discuss, and finally we'll come to conclusion in the form of reflection. That is the form of laws of reflection. Right. So whenever you are studying about the reflection of light, the terminology come across is, I'll explain you. So what the terms will come across when you are studying about so you have to note down these terms related to reflection. Right. So whenever a light reflects, so I'll explain you with the diagram. So suppose say this is the mirror. Right. A polished mirror, we can say. What mirror? Polished, finely polished. Because a finely polished mirror reflects the 100% light. So this is also called as reflecting surface. What we can call? Reflecting surface, because it's only reflecting. Reflecting surface, it must be a opaque. We cannot take any transparent or transparent. So first required is this one. The second, you can see a ray of light is falling. We are focused, some light, ray or beam of light into the mirror. So this is called, this line is called, see arrow coming towards the mirror. So it is called incident ray. Incident ray. So this point, it is striking here, right, on mirror. So this point is called point of incident. Point of where it is incidenting. It is called point of incident, or it is also called point of reflection because same point is returning back. So after striking here, it returns back like this, right? Opposite direction. So what this is called? This is called reflected ray. What ray? Reflected. Reflected ray. So incident ray, reflected ray. Both are meeting at one point called point of incident. So if you draw a perpendicular near point of incident, this is perpendicular. And this is called normal. A perpendicular drawn from point of incident is called normal. Okay. Now, another interesting thing is, so whenever light is incidenting, it makes some angle with the normal. An angle made by incident ray with normal is called angle of incident, angle I. Similarly, the angle made by reflected ray with normal is called angle of reflection, angle R. That is, what terms again comes? Angle of reflection. One by one I'll explain, right? Angle of incident, first incident, reflection. Angle of incidence. Then one more word comes is grazing angle. So you can find all these in your material, no doubt. You can go through. What is grazing angle? Angle made by incident ray with reflecting surface, or angle made by reflected ray with reflecting surface. This part is, so this is called angle of incidence. This is called grazing angle. So many problems come across this on this. So how many words you have terms? Number one. So first we can find reflecting surface, first point. Number 2, incident ray. Number 3, point of incident or reflection. Number 4, reflecting surface. Number 5, we can find 5, angle of incident, angle of reflection, and grazing angle. So 7 terms will come across when you are studying about the reflection of light. So a ray of light or beam of light, when falls on the reflecting surface like finely polished mirror, it returns back to the same medium from point of incident or point of reflection. So incident and reflection, the point is same. From same point, the incident and reflection taking place, right? Wherever it is incidenting, from there only reflecting back. Correct? Then when you draw a line perpendicular, right angle to the point of incident or reflection is called as normal. An angle made by incident ray with normal is called angle of incident. Angle made by reflected ray with normal is called angle of reflection. Same time, either angle made by incident ray with reflecting surface or reflecting ray with reflecting surface is called grazing angle. So what is grazing angle? You can see clearly here. Suppose if you take, we draw normal here. Normal means this is a 90 degrees, right? So normal make 90 degrees with the reflecting surface. So 90 minus angle I is equal to grazing angle, or 90 minus angle R, because angle I is always equal to angle R. That will come across. So from this total 90, if you remove this part, we'll get this part. That's all. Sometimes they will give angle of incident, ask to find the grazing angle. Sometimes they give grazing angle and ask to find out the angle of incident or reflection. So these are the complete terminology related to reflection of light, right? So the process of returning back of light into its original medium after encountering, after hitting highly polished mirror or an opaque object is called reflection of light. So while studying about the reflection of light phenomena, we'll come across various terms like, first important is reflecting surface, which must be opaque, incident ray, point of incident or reflection, reflected ray, angle of incident, angle of reflection, grazing angle. Right? This is clearly given in the material, you can go through them. So before going to again further explanation of this and further explanation of law of reflection, I'll show you one video on this. First watch the video, then we'll move to the next topic, right? Just a minute. Something is closed. So first watch the video about this, and then we'll move to the what exactly further explanation about the reflection of light. And okay. Just a minute, it's somewhat. So whenever we're discussing about the reflection of light, need to observe. Already you might have seen this one. Once again, I will show you the what exactly the for example, you can watch.
Light helps us to see various objects around us. There are different sources of light. These sources of light are categorized as natural and artificial sources of light. Let us learn about different sources of light.
Further, you can learn
Items which produce light naturally are called natural sources of light. For example, sun and glowworm. Items which produce light artificially are called man-made or artificial sources of light. For example, torch, table lamp, and lighted candle. Moon is not a natural source of light as it does not produce its own light. The sunlight that falls on it makes it look bright. Let us learn some properties of light. Light travels in a straight direction. Light is not seen, but the objects are seen when light falls on them. The object through which light can pass partially is called translucent objects. For example, butter paper and frost glass. The object through which light can pass is called transparent object. It can be seen clearly through a transparent object. Air and different gases are transparent as light passes through them. The object through which light cannot pass is called opaque object. It cannot be seen through an opaque object. For example, wood and stone. A shadow is formed when the path of light is blocked by an opaque object. A shadow is always formed in the opposite direction of light. Both solar eclipse and lunar eclipse occur because of these shadows. Let us learn about both solar and lunar eclipse. When the moon comes directly between the sun and the earth, the moon blocks the sunlight from reaching the earth and casts a shadow on the earth. This is known as the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day. Let us perform an activity to show how a solar eclipse occurs. Take a powerful lamp and place it on a table. Take a basketball and place it on a stand as shown on the screen. Tie a tennis ball in between the stand with basketball and the table lamp.
See how they
The
are.
table lamp represents
You
the
can do
sun,
in school also,
the
simple way.
basketball represents the earth, and the tennis ball represents the moon. Light the lamp. You will observe that
Lamp
the
with the
tennis
sun.
ball casts its shadow on the basketball, just like the moon casts its shadow on the earth. When the earth comes directly between the sun and the moon, it blocks the sunlight from reaching the moon and casts a shadow on the moon. This is known as the lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day. Let us perform an activity to show how a lunar eclipse occurs. Take a powerful lamp and place it on a table. Take a basketball and place it on a stand as shown on the screen. Tie a tennis ball behind the stand with basketball and the table lamp. The table lamp represents the sun, the basketball represents the earth, and the tennis ball represents the moon. Light the lamp. You will observe that the basketball casts its shadow on the tennis ball, just like the earth casts its shadow on the moon. Reflection of light.
So this
We
is
all
a
have
fresh
heard
topic.
the Panchtantra story of the lion and the rabbit. What do you think the lion saw in the water? There was no other lion in the water. The lion
shadow.
saw its own image in water, formed due to reflection of light. You see yourself in a mirror. You can see the images of nearby mountains and trees in a lake. This is due to reflection of light. Let us do an activity to understand what reflection is. In a dark, empty room, from the left, shine a flashlight on a mirror. In this case, you will see a bright patch of light on the wall to your right. This means that when light falls onto a mirror, its direction changes. Such a change in direction of light is called reflection of light. Thus, reflection of light is defined as the bouncing back of light in the same medium after striking a surface. Types of reflection. The
Very good.
bouncing
Next
back
part.
of light in the same medium after striking a surface is called reflection of light. Reflection of light depends upon the nature of the surface, that is, whether the surface is smooth, rough, or shiny. Depending on a surface, reflection of light can occur as regular reflection and irregular or diffuse reflection.
Do you want to learn Azure Data Engineering training? అయితే ఒక్కసారి మీ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో ఏమేం ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు?
Let us see what regular reflection is. When a parallel beam of light falls on a smooth and polished surface, the reflected
Smoothly
beam
coming.
is also parallel and directed in a fixed direction. Such a reflection of light is called regular reflection. This type of reflection enables formation of image. Examples: reflection from a mirror and calm water.
Still
Let us
water.
learn about irregular reflection. When a parallel beam of light falls on a rough surface, the reflected light is not parallel
See how
but
they are
spreads
not
over a
irregularly
wide
they are
area.
reflecting.
Such a reflection of light is called irregular or diffuse reflection. In this case, images are not formed. Reflections from all the irregular surfaces, such as stone, wall, wood, are examples of irregular reflection.
Mirrors. We use a mirror every day. When we look into the mirror, we see our own face in it. What we see is the reflection of our face in the mirror. We can also see reflection of other objects that are in front of the mirror. We can see reflection of objects like trees, buildings in the water of a pond or a lake too.
Mirror and reflections. Mirrors reflect almost the entire amount of light that falls
Entire
on
amount
them.
of light.
Ask your friend to stand on one side of a plane mirror. Position yourself at such an angle that your friend is visible to you. What do you observe? It appears that he is standing behind the mirror. His right hand appears to be his left hand, and left appears to be his right hand. This is
my right.
called
You can think
lateral
as left,
inversion.
my right hand.
He appears as much behind the mirror as he is in front of the mirror. His nose, eyes, mouth, and height appears as they actually are. The colors of his face, clothes, etc. are the same in the image as in reality. Observing rays of light, take a plastic comb with
Very
very
interesting.
fine
ones.
teeth.
See,
Fix it as shown in the figure on one side of a thermocol sheet with the help of binding material, Fevicol, Quick Fix, Fevibond or sellotape. Fix a mirror by pressing it on the thermocol sheet in inclined position as shown in the figure. We will see the light being filtered through the comb moving in a straight line, and the light is reflected by a plane mirror. Mirror and reflections. Mirrors reflect almost the entire amount of light that falls on them. Ask your friend to stand on one side of a plane mirror. Position yourself at such an angle that your friend is visible to you. What do you observe? It appears that he is standing behind the mirror. His right hand appears to be his left hand, and left appears to be his right hand. This is called lateral inversion. He appears as much behind the mirror as he is in front of the mirror. His nose, eyes, mouth, and height appears as they actually are. The colors of his face, clothes, etc. are the same in the image as in reality. When light falls on an object, it is divided into two parts. Part of the light passes through the medium and changes its path. This phenomena, that is, the passing of light through a medium with a changed path, is called refraction of light. Part of the light goes back to the same medium. Sending of light back
This is
to the
different. It's
medium
not there
by
for
the
you.
object is called refraction of light.
okay.
Solar
Come in the
and
next
lunar.
class. When you are, the refraction is another important property of light. Okay. So today we have only reflection part. So I have seen clearly. So how the reflection. So what is the reflection? You have seen already clearly, right? So after knowing about the reflection and all the terms we discussed about the reflection, like reflecting surface, incident ray, point of incident, reflections, incidence ray, reflected ray, then angle of incident, angle of reflection, grazing angle, right? After knowing about that, we should know even also. So this reflection depends on the, whenever light falls on various surfaces, it depends on surfaces, whether it is a smooth surface, rough surface, or finely polished surface. So there is a possibility of three types of surfaces, right? The surface may be very smooth, right? Very smooth, means finely polished. Or surface may be smooth, not so much but smooth. Or third one is rough. So whenever light passing through these two surfaces, it will undergo regular reflection as it is how much beam of lights are fall at same angle they go. So that's why it is called, the first type of reflection is regular reflection. Either it takes place through smooth or polished surface, regular reflection. But when light falls on rough surface, the reflection is called irregular, or it is also called irregular reflection, or right. So when you falls on anyway, irregular reflection. So reflection can be either regular or irregular. But in case of suppose a water is still water. When you see into the still water, you can see your image clearly. But when you drop a stone into the water, disturb the water and see, we cannot see our face clearly. Because at that time the water is disturbed and surface is diffused. Irregular also called as diffused. Right? Disturbed. When you are seeing your face into disturbed surface, we cannot see clearly. But when it's a polished surface, you can see clearly. Right? So these are two types of reflections, regular and irregular. Then, after knowing about the reflection, there are some laws are proposed. Laws of reflection. So this is simple way, by this only. How we have seen the diagram here. So this is the normal perpendicular one. So this is the incident ray. This is the reflected ray. This is the angle of incident. Right. This is the angle of reflection. So what from this observation, what they say is first law of reflection, angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. To keep changing the direction of incident ray, with what angle you are incidenting the ray, with same angle it reflects back. Always keep changing continuously, you will find same thing. That is called first law of reflection. The second one is incident ray, reflected ray and normal always lies on same plane. Lies on same plane. You can see here. They always lies on same plane. Incident ray, reflected ray and normal. They lies on same plane, which is called second law of reflection. And from same observation you can write angle of incident, and that is incident ray and reflected ray lies on either sides of the normal. Means normal is always in the middle only. Either sides of normal. We cannot say that incident ray and reflected ray come one side and normal the other side. No. Any number of times you repeat the reflection process. The normal ray is middle and incident ray reflected on the either sides of the normal. These three together called laws of reflection. Yes. So whenever a light falls on finely polished surface as an incident ray and reflected ray, the angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. Incident ray, reflected ray and normal lies on same plane. Incident ray and reflected always on the either sides of the normal. Normal is always in the middle, and the right side one incident angle, left side reflected angle. These three together are called laws of reflection. Right? So we learn about what is reflection. The process of returning back of light into original medium after striking a finely polished mirror or opaque object. So while studying about the reflection, the terms come across is incident ray, reflected ray, reflecting surface, point of incident or reflection, angle of incident, angle of reflection and grazing angle. So based on the surface on which light is falling, the reflection is divided into regular reflection and diffuse reflection. So after knowing about the definition and seeing the picture, you can understand what are the laws of reflection. You can see this picture also. When you move back, you can see the picture where you can clearly understand is here. Right? Here everything is clear here. This diagram gives the complete picture about the reflection and loss. All values are here. Right? So incident ray, reflected ray, normal, angle of incident, angle of reflection, grazing angle, and reflecting surface. Everything is there. So you can see angle I is equal to angle R, always equal. And the incident ray, reflected ray, and normal lies on same plane. Incident ray and reflected ray on the either sides of the normal. These three together are called laws of reflection. right? So hope you are perfectly understood what is the concept of reflection by the explanation and by the video what we have seen, right? So before closing the class, one more thing I'll tell you about the mirror, plane mirror, right? Very important, because just now you have seen plane mirror is, there are so many characteristics are there. Plane mirror, which we'll daily use at home, because before, after waking up the bed, first we'll go to here only. When you are coming to school also, you can go and check your face, how it is looking. So it is a reflecting surface, which reflects the light 100%. That is the reason you can able to see your own image clearly in the mirror. So it gives the real image. It gives real image of object. Whatever object you are placing, you are standing, you look as it is. Your dress also same. So it gives the real image, same color, no change in color, same color, same size, same shape. Everything is same when you stand in front of the mirror, when it is polished mirror. And the distance also. Suppose you are standing 1 meter away from the mirror, your image also stands 1 meter only. The distance from mirror to image is object is always equal to, suppose you move front, your image also come front. If you move back, your image also move back. You can see. After going home, you can check. And one more important, most important point is, you can see the laterally inverted image. What? Laterally inverted. Very important point. Means your right appears left. If you raise your right hand in front of the mirror, this is my left hand. When you raise left hand in front of the mirror, it appears right. Right hand, it appears left. That is called, the property is called laterally inverted. So the characteristics of real image is, real image gives the plane mirror gives the real image of same color, same size, same shape, but right appears left and left appears right. Such property is called laterally inverted. So distance also same. Distance of object from image is equal to distance of object mirror to image also. Same distance. When you come close to the mirror, your image also come close. When you go back to the mirror, image also go back. If you want, you can go and check. This is all together called characteristics of plane mirrors. You can go through the textbook or material so that you can find everything clearly and you can write in your notebook all the points about the reflection. Make it as important points and write as a synopsis, right? So that's all for today. You can see the homework for today. Explain reflection of light. All the characteristics you can write. When you are explaining reflection of light, there should be all the terms related to them. Laws of reflection also there. We have the types of reflections, and finally about the characteristics of plane mirror. So good to see more number of branches. Jogipet, Alwar, Indresham, and Vasundhara, and Gudi Malkapur, Medchal, Oakley School, Pooja Reddy, Santosh, Karmanghat, Falaknama, Gopal Nagar, and Vaishali of 6th class. So good to see all of you. So hope you understood the complete concept of reflection. If any possibility, you can do the same thing in the classroom also. How lunar eclipse formed, solar eclipse by simple using the balls. Okay. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.